There's a bird sitting on a wire outside your window right now. It remembers you. Not the way a dog remembers you, not the way your neighbor remembers you. It remembers something specific, something you did. Maybe last week, maybe 3 years ago, maybe a moment you forgot the second it happened. And it has been waiting. This is not a metaphor. This is not folklore. This is documented science from the University of Washington, Cornell University, and the Max Planck Institute. Crows are the only animal on Earth, besides humans, that holds grudges, identifies specific enemies, and plans coordinated revenge against them over years. Not decades from now. Right now. In your neighborhood. Against people whose names they don't know, but whose faces they will never forget. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how this works, and you'll never look at a crow the same way again. Let's start with something most people get wrong. When you think of animal intelligence, you probably think of dolphins, chimpanzees, maybe elephants. You don't think of a bird on a power line. But here's what the science actually says. A crow's brain is roughly the size of a human thumb. Tiny. By weight, it's smaller than a walnut. By every classical measure of brain size, a crow should be barely smarter than a pigeon. It's not. In 2014, researchers at Lund University in Sweden ran a test. They presented crows with a puzzle that required 8 separate steps to solve. 8. Each step had to be done in the correct order. Get one wrong, and the food reward disappeared. The crows solved it on the first try. This is a level of planning that, in primate research, is only seen in chimpanzees and bonobos. Both have brains 100 times larger than a crow. So, how does it work? Crows don't use more brain. They use it differently. Their neurons are packed twice as densely as ours. Their forebrain, the region responsible for problem-solving and planning, takes up a larger share of their total brain than it does in most primates. In simple terms, a crow is running a different operating system than every other animal you've ever met. And one of the things that operating system can do is something almost no other species can. It can plan for the future. Plan for the future. Stop and think about what that means. You can do it because you have a prefrontal cortex. You can imagine tomorrow. You can save money for next year. You can hold a grudge against someone who wronged you in 2017. Most animals cannot do this. A dog lives in the present. A cat lives in the present. A horse, a cow, a deer, a rabbit, every farm animal you can name lives almost entirely in the present moment. They react. They don't plan. Crows plan. In 2020, researchers at the Max Planck Institute proved this beyond any doubt. They gave crows a choice between food right now and a tool that would give them better food in 15 minutes. The crows chose the tool, every time. They sacrificed immediate reward for future reward. They imagined a future that did not yet exist. They acted on it. This is the same cognitive ability that allows humans to plan a wedding, save for retirement, or quit a job for a better one in 6 months. A crow can do this. And here is where it stops being interesting and starts being unsettling. A crow can apply this same ability to you. Now let's get to the part that makes scientists uncomfortable. The revenge. In 2013, researchers in Vienna performed an experiment that has haunted the field of animal cognition ever since. They put crows in 2 groups. Group A was treated unfairly. Researchers would offer them a treat, then take it away before they could eat it. Group B was treated normally. Then they brought the 2 groups together. Group A crows did not just remember which researchers had wronged them. They actively avoided those researchers, even when those researchers offered them better food than the kind ones. But that wasn't the most disturbing finding. The disturbing finding was this. Group A crows would refuse food from any human who looked like the researcher who had wronged them, even if they had never met that human before. The crows had generalized the grudge. They had taken a specific betrayal and built a category around it. Anyone who looked similar to their enemy was now a potential enemy. This is the cognitive foundation of revenge. Holding a grudge against an individual is one thing. Holding a grudge against an entire class of beings based on a single bad experience is another. It requires abstract thinking, categorization, pattern recognition across time. Crows do all of it. But planning revenge requires one more ingredient: coordination. This is where Kaeli Swift, one of Marzluff's PhD students, centers the story. In 2023, Swift published a study that should have made international headlines, but didn't, because the implications were too uncomfortable. She discovered that when one crow identifies a threat, it doesn't just remember it alone. It broadcasts a specific call, a 4-syllable scream that researchers now call the scolding call. It travels up to 1 kilometer. It tells every crow within hearing range exactly what to look for. But here is the part that broke the field. The information doesn't just stay in one flock. When 2 flocks meet at a feeding ground, like a dumpster or a city park, they share threat information. The bad face in one neighborhood becomes the bad face in the neighborhood next to it. Within weeks, within months, a single grudge can spread across an entire city. You, walking through a city park, may be in the threat database of crows who have never seen you before, who live 3 kilometers from where the original incident happened, who were told about you by other crows. You have no idea this is happening, but it is. In 2006, a man named John Marzluff began an experiment at the University of Washington. He wanted to know if crows could recognize individual human faces. He didn't know what he was about to discover. Marzluff put on a rubber mask, a caveman mask. He walked around campus in this mask and trapped 7 crows. He banded them. He let them go. The crows were not hurt. The trapping was stressful but harmless. Then Marzluff took the mask off. He walked the same paths, the same campus, past the same crows. Nothing. The crows ignored him completely. To them, he was just another human, indistinguishable from the thousands of students and faculty who walked the campus every day. Then he put the mask back on, and the campus erupted. Crows screamed. Not 1, not 2, dozens. They dive-bombed the mask. They followed him from building to building. They called other crows from across the campus to join. This is called mobbing. It's how crows attack a threat. Marzluff waited. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Every time he put the mask back on, the crows attacked. In 2015, 9 years after the original experiment, he put on the same mask one final time. There were about 120 crows on the campus that day. 47 of them attacked the mask. But here's the thing. Only 6 of those 47 crows were alive in 2006. The other 41 had been born after the experiment ended. They had never seen Marzluff. They had never been trapped. They had never had a single bad interaction with that mask. They attacked anyway, because their parents told them to. Read that sentence again. Their parents told them to. Crows don't just remember enemies. They teach their children to hate those enemies. They pass the grudge down generationally. They turn a single offense into a family tradition. This is not anthropomorphism. This is not interpretation. This is direct, observable, peer-reviewed science. The implication is staggering. If you have ever, even once, scared a crow away from your trash can, your balcony, your garden, your bird feeder, your driveway, your child's playground, then there is a non-zero chance that a crow has logged your face into a generational threat database, a database that will outlive you. Your grandchildren may walk past crows that hate them because of something you did in 2024. This is not theory. This is what Marzluff's 9-year study proved. But it gets worse. In 2012, Marzluff put crows under a brain scanner. He showed them 2 faces. One was a face they associated with danger, the face of someone who had trapped them. The other was a face they associated with food, someone who had fed them every day for weeks. The scanner lit up in different ways. When a crow saw the dangerous face, the regions of its brain associated with fear, anger, and long-term memory activated. The same regions that activate in a human brain when you see someone who has hurt you. When the crow saw the kind face, the reward regions activated, the same ones that light up in your brain when you see someone you love. A crow doesn't just remember your face. It has an emotional relationship with your face. It has feelings about you, specific feelings, about you specifically, and it remembers those feelings for the rest of its life. A crow lives 20 years in the wild. Some live longer. 20 years of memory, 20 years of feelings, 20 years of stored grudges or stored affection, built on the face of one specific human being, you. Take a breath. Think about your day yesterday. Did you wave at a crow to scare it off your car? Did you yell at one for waking you up? Did you throw something to make one leave your yard? If you did, then somewhere in your city, right now, there is a flock of crows that knows you. They know your face. They know your schedule. They know which door you come out of in the morning. They know which car is yours. And they remember how you treated them. The next time you see a crow staring at you from a wire, ask yourself a question. Is it watching you because you're interesting? Or is it watching you because it's waiting? In 2009, a man in Vancouver named Sean Bergman became the most documented victim of a crow grudge in scientific history. Years earlier, he had accidentally injured a crow's chick while doing yard work. He didn't know the chick was there. He didn't mean to hurt it. The crow saw him do it. For the next 4 years, every time Bergman left his house, he was attacked. Not by one crow, by a coordinated group of 6 to 12 crows that took turns dive-bombing him. They damaged his property. They scared his children. They made his life unlivable. He eventually had to move. When researchers from the University of British Columbia studied the case, they found something extraordinary. The crows did not just attack Bergman. They attacked anyone who looked like him. Same height, same hair color, same walking pattern. The grudge had been generalized. And here's the part that makes this story unforgettable. When Bergman moved to a new city, the crows in his old neighborhood continued attacking the family that moved into his house for 2 years, because the new owner looked similar to Bergman. The crows had built a category, a profile, an enemy type. They were guarding their territory against a ghost. Now zoom out. Crows live on every continent except Antarctica. There are over 40 species. They number in the hundreds of millions globally. In some cities, they outnumber humans. Every one of them has the cognitive equipment we just described, the face memory, the emotional encoding, the grudge generalization, the coordinated revenge planning. For 60 million years, crows have been evolving this ability, since before primates existed, since before mammals dominated the planet. They are not a new threat. They are an ancient one. We just stopped paying attention. So the next time you see a crow watching you from a tree, don't look away. Look back. It already knows who you are. It already knows what you did, and it is already deciding what to do about it.